Graduation season is among us, and we're going to create some really great designs in Cricut Design Space. All right, so first what I'm going to do is go over to the shapes bar, and I'm going to go ahead and choose the square. You can choose whatever shape you like. You can really make this like funky, do octagon, whatever you want. But I'm going to take a square, and I'm just going to go ahead and put 2024 in it. And when you're choosing the font, you want to make sure you're choosing kind of a collegiate font. Again, this is your design. You can make it whatever you want, but I think the collegiate font is just more fitting and more appropriate when you're doing with a graduation, especially if it's graduating from college. Even if it's high school to going to college, a collegiate font is just it just makes sense. And then you also want to make sure that when you're sizing this, you're keeping in mind that you will be importing a picture that will be a print and cut. And print and cut has a limitation, usually 8.5 by 11 at the largest. So just keep that in mind when sizing this and working with the size. So now what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and offset it, and I'm going to make sure the corners are the sharper ones because it's going to follow the thing better or the font better. But what we're going to do is going to take it and pull it down and slightly to the right because that's what's going to create this like little pop or 3D effect that looks really cool. So I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to type out the word graduate, and I'm actually going to, and you're going to see in a second, that I'm going to choose a different font because when I put it here, look how small this is. When I choose that font, it's really small, and I'm like, I don't like this. So I'm actually going to change it and make it a different college font. And this one, as you can see now, I'm going to be able to make this a lot bigger and take up more room inside the backdrop of this design. And I'm going to end up doing the exact same thing where I'm going to go ahead and select the offset, make it the exact same offset size, and then you're going to go ahead and kind of pull it down. It's going to create almost a shadow that creates that, again, that 3D effect. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and upload this picture. I don't know who this girl is. It's a gorgeous picture I found on Google, but you're going to go ahead and upload it as a print and cut. You can use your own person's images and whatever picture they find appropriate. Just make it sure it's a picture they actually like. And then you're going to go ahead and size it, but you just want to make sure, again, this is with the little warning labels. It will always tell you kind of like, okay, these are the limitations with print and cut. Make sure you're following in them so it comes out correctly. And then what you're going to do is you also want to make sure when you're looking at the image, you want to make it a little bit smaller because you want to see the 2024 and the graduate in the back. You have to be able to see that because that's what's going to create that outline effect that really is really cool, is because you're going to be able to see and it's look like the image is sitting in between the 2024 and then the background. Now what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead and change the colors, and then I am not the biggest fan of orange. I'm sorry if that's your color. I don't really like the color orange, but it has its place. But what you want to do is you want to make sure you're putting and choosing colors that make sense with the image that you are selecting. See, she has orange in her in the picture, so you want to make sure that you are choosing colors that make sense. Even if it's not your favorite color, it just helps with the design. So what I'm doing now is I went ahead and changed those, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the 2024, and I'm going to offset this. And this is the one time I say you want to make this offset this specific size. So 0.030 is because it's going to be super thin. And I'm going to show you right now, offset it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take these two, the offset and the text, and you're going to slice them. And then once you have delete those top two layers for the text and then the offset, then you're going to be left with this outline. That is how you create that effect that it's going in and you're seeing through the picture. See right here, that's what you're going for. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do it again. So we're going to do it with the bottom part, duplicate graduate, and then what you're going to do is offset it, keep it the same really thin size, select those two, the graduate and the offset, slice it, and then you're going to go ahead and delete those top two layers, and then again you're left with that thin outline of the graduate text. And this is where I'm going to show you it's really important to make sure it's lining up, but you also want to make sure that you see where like at the bottom part, like it's black, the bottom of her gown is black, so you really can't see it right here. I'm going to show you how to change it to where we're going to change that color. I'm going to take this square and I'm going to run it through the entire length of the picture. So don't worry about creating and duplicating the square and doing it twice. Just keep the same square. So I'm going to take the square and then the graduate, that's going to be the slice result. So just go ahead and slice it again. And you see, I'm going to take that same square and I'm going to do the 2024, select those two, slice it again. This is when you start deleting it. So now I'm going to go ahead and delete that top square and all the unwanted layers so that you're only left with those sliced designs. So that's where you're going to be able to change the colors of just the picture or the outline that's on top of the picture. But you see how I'm changing the colors, and it's really still not bold enough. Like I'm changing orange because the outline is so thin. When you change the color, you may not be able to see it, but I'm going to show you a workaround around that in case you don't like it. So what I'm going to do now is I went ahead and flipped the graduate to white, and I'm going to go ahead and you see again, I'm changing it to yellow and I still can't really see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and I'm going to select the graduate, offset it. And again, we're going back to 0.030. That is like one of the thinnest, I would say. Go, apply it. And then what you're going to do is you're going to delete that first layer of the slice result. So when I change it to white, you still can't see it. But now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that right here. This one is an actual layer. And then you're going to delete it. Go ahead and just wipe that clean. And now that's how you get that where you can actually see the white. And I'm going to do it again with the 2024. So now I'm going to take that 2024, I'm going to select that piece, and then I'm going to offset it and make it again the same exact thin. And what you're doing now is you're going to go ahead and delete that top layer. You're just deleting it and keeping the offset. So now what you're left with is the offset. And when you change the color, now you can see it better because it's thicker. All right. Hopefully that helps. See you on the next video.